Hi, I'm Jason Olson, and I wanted to take a minute to tell you about the data science project that I did for New Belgium Brewery. So before this, I was a process engineer, and a large part of my job was kind of making these small software apps to make people's jobs easier. That's why I was excited about this project for New Belgium. So New Belgium is serious about quality. So they make a big batch of beer, and before it leaves, it has to go through an expert tasting panel where 20 to 30 of these tasters rate the beer, and all these results are passed to kind of a final gatekeeper who has to give the final true to brand or not true to brand call. And my project's focusing here on that data going to the gatekeeper. So being an expert taster is not easy. You can see this big list of off flavors, and each one has multiple descriptions. They're expected to know them all. And for the results, they get 6 free text comment fields where they write comments like the ones you see there on the screen. And you can imagine about 20 to 30 people each writing 6 free text comment fields. That can be somewhat complex for the gatekeeper to make the final call. So, for my project, I'm going to do a better way and make a nice user format where they can easily get that information out. So, I had about 230,000 rows of that comment data, and in addition, I had some training data. For the training, they would take a known off flavor and spike it in a good beer. Then they would see how well the taster could actually identify the off flavor. So from this chart over here, we see that Bob Lee is better at identifying papery in beer, and that Bill Sherman is better at diacetyl. So a solid red column would be 100% accurate throughout their whole training. So if we do that for all 50 tasters, or 50 off flavors, 75 tasters, we get this chart, which is a little hard to make sense out of, so we do a little unsupervised learning, a little k-means clustering, and we get this. And this is a little easier. We see that the yellow are decent tasters, the blue is good tasters, and the green is your best tasters. So put this in the model. So I'm going to weight all those tasters corresponding to their group. And with the comment data, I use spacing and natural language processing to pull out those off flavors. Now sometimes on the actual tasting panel, to keep them on their toes, they'll take a known off flavor and spike your beer. And that comment data gets recorded in the comment table, but the fact that it was a spike, what it was spiked with, and whether the taster accurately identified it, it's in the training table. By joining those two tables, I'm able to build an XGBoost model, which allows us to infer the probability of each of these off flavors being in that batch of beer. And I tie it all nicely together with a flash gap, which I'll show you now. Alright, so I'm going to grab a brew number and put it in this tool, hit go, and it's going a little slow. But we see this brand is true to brand. Right here on the true to brand indicator, it's right at the mean, right exactly where we expect a true to brand beer to be. There's a list of the tasters that set on that panel, and a word cloud made from their comments. Down at the bottom is the true to brand summary, and again it's telling us this beer is true to brand. So let me grab another one and we'll see what it looks like. This one is not true to brand. We see that the true to brand score is far left of where we'd expect a true to brand beer to be. Again, we see the tasters on this panel, and this time the word cloud is a bit more verbose. They have a lot to say about this beer. It's not very good, which we also see down in the true to brand summary. So true to brand is actually one of the lowest possibilities. This beer is not going to pass the gatekeeper. Alright, so in conclusion, before there was kind of a spreadsheet with 20 to 30 rows, 6 free text comment fields, and the gatekeeper had to make the call. Now they can enter the brew number, hit a button, boom, you get your true to brand summary. And also, this can kind of go back through time, and it's still looking at the comments to pull out those off flavors, so this should help New Belgium track quality, be able to see which off flavors have affected them the most over time. I'd definitely like to thank Matt from New Belgium, and all the New Belgium crew has been great for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, and cheers.